actually my second attempt. I don't know what happened before, but I'm actually going to try to do my spill one more time, and I think the second time is going to be a lot better than my first. So just bear with me. This is kind of new, but I'm going to try to focus on a specific topic. If any of you jump in and want to drop some comments down below, I'll we can talk about whatever. Hopefully, you guys try to stay on topic, but being I haven't really done too many lives, I'm open to talk about anything if you guys choose to. So, but yeah, pre-Islamic Arabia, man. Uh, for me, that's actually the topic I've been researching the most lately, with whatever research I can do with whatever I have available to me. I'm no scholar or anything like that, but, I'm just somebody who's interested in the subject. Um, but yeah, anyway, pre Islamic Arabia, you know, I I thought I knew about pre-Islamic Arabia back when early on, a little bit after I became a Muslim, because what I read in the biography of the Prophet, peace be upon him, and I have quite a few biographies of the Prophet. From Ibn Kathir, the English translation, of course. I don't speak or read Arabic. From Al-Tabari's biography of the Prophet, and of course I have Ibn Ishaq's biography of the Prophet. And Ibn Ishaq's biography of the Prophet, because it's so extensive and compiled in one book, unlike Al-Tabari's. Um, yeah, I tend to rock with that one the most, just to read it. But reading that, I thought I knew everything about pre-Islamic Arabia. Like, oh man, I read a few biographies of the Prophet, and they all start in pre-Islamic times, and I'm familiar with what was going on because of what they wrote. And yeah, but only in the last couple years, I can't remember how I became privy to it, but I started coming across academic or Orientalist research on pre-Islamic Arabia. And I'm trying to recall what was the first bit of information that really got me started in looking in depth into what was going on in that region from an academic point of view. I really can't recall. Maybe in another video I'll talk about it, but in this one I'm not going to put too much thought into it. So yeah. But I think any of my subscribers, if you've been subscribed to my channel long enough, or you took the time to look at the videos I've uploaded, I have quite a few videos on pre-Islamic Arabia, mostly dealing with the Arabic language and pre-Islamic inscriptions and whatnot. One I just uploaded maybe like a week ago from Michael McDonald. I came across another video of his that was uploaded 2 days ago from another channel. I will be uploading that one later if you just want to hang on and check it out. I have another video of his called Identity, Script, and Written Language in Pre-Islamic Arabia. I believe that's the title of it. You can check it out on my channel. I have some videos by Ahmed Al-Jalad. I think several. Two that I put together myself, where I just took a picture of an inscription that he photographed and compiled an audio with it. Um, One is called the Yazid inscription. I find that to be really interesting. One of the things I found interesting about the Yazid inscription is that, the person who wrote it was speaking highly of Yazid, where the Orthodox position on Yazid is that that man was evil. Satan personified, if you would ask some Muslims. But yeah, sorry about that. I was just checking my battery life. I'm in my car and I'm using the cigarette lighter to charge my phone, so bear with me. Yeah, and so another one of Ahmed Al-Jalad's video, The Rise of Arabic, I found that to be interesting. I found that to be probably his most interesting lecture, The Rise of Arabic. In that lecture, he totally blew my mind with what I thought, or where I thought Arabs came from, where I thought the Arabic language came from. It totally contradicted the traditional narrative, with where the traditional narrative states that Arabs came from southern Arabia along with the Arabic language, but from Ahmed Al-Jalad's research, Arabs, along with the Arabic language, came from the northern part of Arabia in the Levant area, I believe. Yes. well, you guys can go and watch it and confirm that for yourself if you like. You know, this is just off the cuff, so bear with me. So yeah, I have quite a few videos on pre-Islamic Arabia dealing with inscriptions. I have a comment, and I'm gonna check that out. So let's see. From Mutazila Islam, Arabs ruled the Roman Empire during the Severan dynasty. Caracalla is the most famous. Julia Domna, the Arab who married Septimius Severus, started the line. Yeah, and one thing about Septimius Severus is that he's buried up here in England, man, in York. You know, I'm over here in Manchester. I'm not sure, because I'm new to Manchester, new to England. I'm from the United States, as you guys can tell. But I guess Septimius Severus is buried here in York, right? Yeah, he's the North African Roman king, I believe, or ruler. So yeah, just going back to the material, I wanted to show you guys some of the readings that I go through. Um, if my memory on some of the material inside these books is kind of fuzzy, please excuse me. It's only it was maybe like a year and a half ago since I really dived into these books, and only recently did I take interest to them again. So yeah, man, maybe you guys can just come along with me on my journey, and as I go through my reading material that I'm about to show you, I can convey more and more information, and hopefully spark some kind of interest in whoever watches this video to go and research more. So yeah, the first one I'll start with is older, came out about the year 2000. Is here, let's see, I'll turn the camera around. Arabia and the Arabs from the Bronze Age to the Coming of Islam by Robert G. Hoyland. This one right here I've been reading the most recently, mainly because it kind of gives a not a detailed narrative. What's the word I'm looking for? It gives a linear narrative, you know, on how things progressed. If I can just open the book for you a bit, where these sticky tabs right here is not where I'm actually at. This is actually where I probably left off last year when I was reading this book. But where I'm at right now is in South Arabia. Mainly because the biography of the Prophet typically starts with South Arabia, at least with in the Ibn Ishaq account. So yeah, this is where I'm at right now. The Greco-Roman / Parthian period, circa 330 BC to AD 240. Where I left off was speaking about the Manaeans, one of the four kingdoms in ancient South Arabia. The other three, I believe, were Sabah, Hadramaut, and oh man, please don't, did I forget it again? Ma'in, who are the Manaeans, Sabah, who is the Sabaeans, Hadramaut, and Kataban. That's the fourth one, the Kataban. And one thing I found interesting, which I'll get to later, or I guess maybe expound upon more later in this live, is that there were four distinct languages in South Arabia in ancient times: Katabanic, Manaic, Sabaic, and Hadramatic, whatever. You know, you can look at you can find out more about it in the video I uploaded by Ahmed Al-Jalad called The Rise of Arabic. But yeah, going back to this book. So yeah, man, this is basically what it is. He gives account from people like Pliny, what they had to say about South Arabia during their time. And you know, he goes through different periods. He shows some of the artifacts that are I'm working with he shows some of the artifacts and whatnot. Again, uses different accounts talking about South Arabia, from the Periplus to Strabo. You know, Pliny, as I mentioned before. And then he moves on to the Byzantine slash Sasanian period, circa AD 240 to 630. And so yeah, again, it came out in 2000. I'm pretty sure what we know now is far more than what is in this book, but I still believe it's a good place to start. Another one I found I really enjoy reading, and sometimes when I'm interested in, I'm trying to go and look at inscriptions and things like that, is Arabs and Empires Before Islam, edited by Greg Fisher. Now you'll find it's not only by Greg Fisher; he only edited, but you'll find numerous scholars in here, from Michael C.A. McDonald, Ahmed Al-Jalad, Christian Julian Robin, Layla Nehma. A lot of these people, I have lectures on my YouTube uploaded if you care to go and hear what they have to say. I find their work interesting and whatnot. We also have Robert Hoyland in here. He contributed to the 8th chapter in this book. So yeah, let's see. We'll start with Michael C.A. McDonald's account of or what he has to say about pre-Islamic Arabia. So he starts from Nabonidus to Severus, and I believe Mutazila Islam, he said something about Severus. Yeah, he mentioned Septimius Severus. So yeah, Michael C.A. McDonald, he has a part called From Nabonidus to Severus: The View from Inscriptions and Literary Texts. So what do we know about Nabonidus and inscriptions? Well, here, I'll show you some inscriptions that we have about Nabonidus. So this right here is a Tamitic inscription. I mean, I hope my people who are subscribed to this channel are familiar with a little bit what I'm talking about. Again, if you want to familiarize yourself, you can go watch what I have uploaded by Michael C.A. McDonald and Ahmed Al-Jalad. This right here is Tamitic graffito, mentioning Nabonidus. Now, what is Tamitic graffito? Well, what is Tamitic? Tamitic is an indigenous script found in Pre-Islamic Arabia. It's an indigenous script in Pre-Islamic Arabia found in the Tama Oasis. I believe it's a script and a language. Yeah, the languages and scripts of the Oasis, Tamanetic and Daedenic. Let's see, let me read a little bit. Between the early 1st millennium BC and the early centuries AD, the oasis of Tama in northwest Arabia was an extremely important point on the Trans-Arabian caravan route. This ran from South Arabia, modern Yemen, and Darfur, which was where the best frankincense and myrrh grow, as well as the point at which spices from South Asia and the Far East were landed, to almost insatiable markets for these products in Persia, Mesopotamia, the Levant, and the Mediterranean. The script used by Tama's inhabitants is mentioned in as early as circa 800 BC, far away in the city of Carchemish in what is now southern Turkey. The oasis, along with 5 others, conquered by Nabonidus, the last king of Babylon, who moved his court to Tama and stayed there for 10 years of his 17-year reign, 556 to 539 BC. It is possible that he introduced the use of Aramaic to the oasis as the prestige language and script, a situation which was no doubt cemented by the Achaemenid governors who followed him. Probably as a result of this, the use of Tamanetic seems to have died out. All right, so yeah, example of Tamanetic inscriptions. So this right here is the transliteration. I'll give you a minute if you like to try to sound all this out, but good luck, because I've tried and it always sounds different every time I do it. So, but I'll read the English for you. I am Mardon, servant of Nabonidus, king of Babylon. I came with the chief officer Ket, ... in a waterless wilderness beyond the desert of Look. And I'll read a little bit more just to give you some context to this. This inscription must date to between 552 and 543 BC, the period when Nabonidus was in Arabia. It was carved at a large rocky outcrop called Mashamraka. in the desert southwest of Tama by one of those who came with Nabonidus from Babylon. Since he was clearly familiar with Tamanetic script, it seems possible that he was an interpreter. All right, so yeah, that's an example of Tamanetic script mentioning Nabonidus. Here's some more Tamanetic script, Tamanetic graffito, one mentioning Didan by Ramu, son of Bisert. He camped at Dedan. Dedan, biblical Dedan, was one of the major oases in northwest Arabia. It dominated the route to Egypt and the Mediterranean. The rivalry between Tama and Dedan was therefore intense. We know that Nabonidus conquered Dedan and killed its king, and several of the Tamanetic inscriptions state that their authors were fighting against the rival oasis. However, we also know from inscriptions found in recent excavations at Tama that at some point Dedan conquered its rival. Since we have inscriptions in Aramaic by governors of the king of Lihyan, a kingdom in the Dedan oasis, between episodes of violence and domination, there must also have been many periods in which individuals traveled between the two centers. The use of B rather than bin for son of is typical of Tamanetic. And so, yeah, here's more examples of it and stuff like that. I really dig this book. I really like this book right here, and I recommend it to all of you. Go out and get it. I found it at Saki Books over in London, and when I saw it, I almost wet my pants, and I bought it instantly. Here's another book that I find interesting. Somebody was calling. I just declined. It was from London. Don't know who it was, but I'll call them back. All right. So this one right here, Imagining the Arabs, Arab Identity and the Rise of Islam by Peter Webb. I really was into this book about a year and a half ago. I'll try to explain a little bit about it, just see if my memory serves me right. But yeah, man, basically, and Michael C.A. McDonald says this or has said this. Robert G. Hoyland has said this, and Ahmed Al-Jalad is of the same thought, I believe. I know they have differing opinions and to a certain extent concerning Arab identity, but I think they're all of the same school of thought that Arab identity is a product. Arab identity, as we know it, is a product of Islam, and that it was not a cohesive identity in pre-Islamic times. And not everyone in the Arabian Peninsula believed themselves to be an Arab. If you go and watch The Rise of Arabic, the lecture I uploaded by Ahmed Al-Jalad, he mentions that in ancient South Arabia, the inhabitants, the Sabaeans, the Manayans, the Katabanians, and the Hadramaeans, they didn't consider themselves to be Arabs. And actually, when they did mention Arabs in their inscriptions, they viewed them as outsiders. And that basically there was an Arabization of the Arabian Peninsula. So yeah, I think I mentioned earlier in the live that, what I knew about pre-Islamic Arabia, it was totally blown to pieces when I came across these scholars. And one of the things that was blown to pieces for me was that Arabs did not come from or did not originate out of South Arabia, nor did the language, but came from the northern part of Arabia. And also that the script we know as the Arabic script today is... I don't want to say a mutated form, maybe evolved form. Evolved is a better word. Evolved form of the Nabatean Aramaic script. So yeah, imagining the Arabs, Arab identity and the rise of Islam. So This is the third book that I've really been checking out. You can also find numerous essays by these people. I'll drop in the description links to some sites where you can find essays by Michael C.A. McDonald and his colleagues and whatnot. So I really didn't want to talk about much. I guess I was just sharing that. I hope it went well. I hope I explained uh, what I intended to explain with a bit of clarity. But bear with me, man. These lives are kind of new to me, and with each live that I do, I learn something more about how I should approach these things and how I should speak and things like that. You know. So if anybody wants to say something, feel free. I hope you're enjoying your day. My day isn't bad. I'm over here at work, not doing much. I knocked out a lot of my work early this morning. So right now, I have a lot of free time, and I just thought I'd tap in with y'all. Are you still Muslim, bro? My apology for a direct question. Alhamdulillah, man. I'm still Muslim, bro. I'm married. My wife is Muslim. She's Somali. She wears the hijab. I am still Muslim, bro. Why would you ask that? Anyway, I'm not offended. I'm not offended by that question. We're just on here talking. But you know, if there's a reason why you asked that question, feel free to share. But yeah, alhamdulillah, man, I'm Muslim. I think I shared my convert story. Maybe I shared my convert story on Facebook. But yeah, I'm a convert, man. I converted to Islam in 2013. 2013, definitely. So, if you're still typing, I'll give you some time to type Zia Rahman. So yeah, we got my coworkers here. They just pulled up, but you know, it's all right. We're gonna keep this live going. Yeah, I hope my presentation was pretty decent. This was really off the cuff. I was just sitting in my car thinking, like, because I have been struggling with my identity as a Muslim, so just asked. Oh no, man, no worries, man. Yeah, I think we all struggle with being a Muslim. Especially depending on where you stay. I think more so than others. Out here in the West, it isn't easy being a Muslim. Maybe it's easy being a Muslim in some circumstances, but it's difficult in others. I was Ismaili Muslim, then reverted back as a Sunni. Oh, interesting. I find the Ismaili sect of Shia Islam, if you would even consider them Shia, I find them to be the most interesting Muslim sect in Shia Islam. To be honest, the Ismailis, as I've shared before, they got some real interesting groups that has come from that sect, such as the Karmatians, the Assassins. Um, who else? Who else was who other groups? There's probably a few other groups I can't think of off the top of my head. But I do have a book on Ismaili history and doctrine by who is it? Farhad Daftari. Anyway, I have a book on Ismaili Islam. I could kind of need to be more specific. Also, one group from Iraq, the intellectuals. I'm friends with I'm friends with an Ismaili scholar, and I believe he's Ismaili as well. Uh, Ka. I'm not even gonna try to. I'm not even gonna try to butcher his name, but he's an Ismaili scholar, and I'm friends with him on Facebook. I can't think of his name off the top of my head. I really need to familiarize myself. Yeah, Khalil Adani. I really like him, man. He really comes with a very logical approach to the deen. And that's one of the things I found with Ismailis is that their approach to the deen, you know, I don't want to say it's more suitable for today's age than Sunniism or Shiism, but I ain't got no problems with what they do. Be careful with him. Interesting that you say that. Why do you say that? Oh yeah, no doubt. Their beliefs are strange. Their beliefs are strange. Uh, and I really hate to be like that and say their beliefs are strange. I'm pretty sure some of them might think I have some strange beliefs if they sit down and talk to me. But you know, just from what I understand, who I understand the prophet was, and what he taught, but I guess we're all just trying to interpret it the best way we can, man. I don't know. I don't know, man. Whatever keeps people in Islam, I really don't have too much to say about the differing sects and stuff like that. Maybe if you had caught me, uh, 5 years ago, I would have been, more willing to go into it and probably say some ignorant things as well. But alhamdulillah, I believe I'm past all that, and I just let Muslims be Muslims. The current imam is Aga Khan. He lives in France. Yeah, I'm aware. I think isn't he Swedish, or isn't he from Switzerland or something like that? But yeah, bro, I'm actually gonna get out of here because my phone is running at 2%. I'm gonna keep this live up. It really takes a long time for these things to download, and I wonder how much data they actually take. But I'm gonna keep this live up, and I'm gonna tap in later on. So, bro, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to my presentation on a few of the books that I have on Pre-Islamic Arabia that I've been going through. And I hope, you guys stay with me. Peace, bro. Learned a lot from you. Thank you, man. That means a lot. And I like hearing words of encouragement. I really want to try to build my platform up, or at least build this platform up. Just sharing, some of my thoughts and some of the reading material I'm going through. So, yeah, peace, man. You guys enjoy the rest of your day.